Here at home, a pastor from a church in Old Brooklyn is watching the Ukraine news closely, hoping that the town he lived in for more than 2 years escapes harm. Emma Henderson has his story, as well as the struggles of his friends still in the country.
Russia claims that they're not targeting civilian population centers, and yet just the widespread damage doesn't seem like it could possibly have been accidental.
Right now, Reverend Harlen Rife's phone is filled with pictures of damage to apartment buildings across Ukraine and messages from longtime friends saying they're safe for now in the northern country town of Krolovets, but it doesn't mean they haven't seen the invasion.
My town where we served, where Madeline and I served, was situated on the Kyiv-Moscow highway. So when the Russians entered Ukraine, one of their main advances went right up that road.
Close access to the major highway means many of the people living in the town of 20,000 travel for work to cities that have been hit, like Sumy and Kyiv.
I've seen busloads of residents come back from Sumy, where there's been heavy fighting and shelling. And I've also seen some folks who were unable to get back. I have some teacher friends who are in Kyiv, and they said that between the almost continuous air raids and actually Russians firing on fleeing civilians, they've been unable to leave.
For those still in Krolovets, he says it hasn't been without some struggle as they work to ration resources as the invasion continues, with no sign of slowing down.
The local dairy is doing free milk distribution. The local flour mill is distributing free bread. The leaders of the local town council have really stepped up in providing information. The pharmacies, one of my former students there said that the pharmacies don't have bandages anymore, and so people are sharing what they have in their homes to help people make it through this difficult times.
Now, I asked Reverend Rife if his congregation is doing anything to help, and he says right now he's directing people to the local Ukrainian churches since they have the connections and resources to get aid overseas to the people who need it the most. Lena?
That makes sense, and we have seen a lot of generosity coming from Northeast Ohio. Thanks, Emma.